Oh, the time being 7:04, I'd like to bring the Board of Health meeting to order. If I could, today is Monday, October 15th. Marty Golightly is excused, and Chris is also excused. And members present are Alex Haggerty, Terry Mays, Linda Dickey, and myself, Susan Emery. So the first thing on the agenda for this evening is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you all like to please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty. Item number 2 is Substance Awareness Update. I'm assuming that's from you, Alex.
Yes, it is. So the Abington Substance Awareness Coalition had their monthly meeting last Wednesday. I attended it, being the liaison to it. So what they have going forward this week on October 19th, they are having the Drug Story Theater go and give a presentation, a theater presentation, as you will, at Abington Middle School. I'm going to be attending with the board, with the coalition to watch it and everything. So it's teenagers and young adults telling their stories of dealing with drug addiction, alcohol, and abuse. Substance abuse, and everything. It's actually something that's funded by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts. It's a huge movement. From what I was reading, it's a very powerful presentation.
That sounds like it would be very effective.
The students are very fortunate enough to see it. So.
And I think they're kind of fortunate that because you have some theater experience.
Yeah, no. So with some theater experience, I'm
like a happy accident.
Yeah, it's bringing theater into the learning of environment is fantastic. So, and especially on something like dealing with opioids, alcohol, and substance abuse. So it's a good prevention tool for the teenagers. So it's between the 7th and 8th graders. It's going to be at 9 o'clock at the Abington Middle High School. I'm not sure what it's called now. Yeah,
I think they have like an arena room or a room where they do performances.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's right. The auditorium.
Auditorium,
yeah.
right,
Yes.
Right. So what's the date of that, Alex?
So it's going to be October 19th. So this, I believe, Friday, 9 a.m. Yes. If anyone would like to attend, just let me know. And I will get in contact with the coalition as well. So because it is during the school day, so we do have to have permission to go.
Okay.
So if any other board members would like to go, it should be interesting.
You know what? I might take you up on that. I'm going to look at my calendar.
Yeah, and if anybody would like to get involved with substance abuse or get involved and help the cause, the next Abington Substance Awareness Coalition meeting is November 14th at 7 o'clock. They always have the meeting here at the town hall. So.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah, and we're going to try to get speakers to come in and speak every time we have a meeting and stuff. Kind of like how Rich Barnes came to us and stuff like that.
Yes, that was great that you organized that.
Yeah, so
wonderful.
Good things.
Wonderful. Do you have anything to add?
I don't think so. I think that's my update.
Does anybody have any questions
Sounds
for
like
Alex?
a good update to me.
I don't have any questions. You guys have any questions?
And if anything else new comes up, I'll let you guys know.
Sure. Awesome. Well, thank you for doing that, Alex.
Oh, no problem.
So, the next item was, did you guys have a chance to look at the proposed body art? I saw that you two weighed in on Marty's recommendations. I guess we don't need to vote on that. I thought that we did, but I guess we just have to either offer up any suggestions contrary. Body art's not anything that I know about. I've always relied on you, Linda, for more information than I ever have. I have one tattoo, and it took the poor guy 4 hours to do this little tiny thing on me. so I just, after that, kind of stayed away from it.
Yeah, I agreed with everything Marty said about just adding the microblading and adjusting it with the educational pieces that they need for that.
Yes.
And just adding, and we did vote on adding it.
Yes, we
Alex
did.
made the proposal. So
Yeah.
I think he just said he was going to, and that's what he sent us, the updated regulations.
Yeah, what he was going to add to it. And I saw that you and Terry both read those.
And then it'll just need to go to
to
legal.
town council, yeah, and that's what he was gonna do next. I think he was
Okay.
just, he sent us that so
Yeah,
that we
'cause
could all
it's-
see.
Yeah,
What
like
it
I said, I looked through it, but it doesn't
Yeah.
mean a whole lot to me. It's kind of like if somebody gave me a manual on how to do brakes. I mean, I'd read it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean a lot to me to read the words. Or run a camera. Or hook up audio, you know, I
Yeah.
don't
Yes.
know a whole lot about that stuff, so it doesn't mean a lot. I can read it all day long.
Yeah,
So you guys just want to move forward with Marty's recommendations? We'll say to move forward.
Definitely.
Marty, move
I
that
think
on
so,
to
too.
legal?
Yeah.
and obviously, he's got some experience also with
He
the,
Oh,
does.
absolutely.
with the tattooing,
He does, yeah, Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, like me,
Absolutely.
he's got a few, so.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, well, and not that, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. So do we have anything else on the proposed body art regulation review? If
Nothing
not,
on my
then,
end.
All right. So, the next thing on, the agenda, I asked to have it put on the agenda was the marijuana regulation review, and I wanted to, because I'm always trying to do things the right way, but, I did want to see, number one, if any of you had a chance to, look over the so many pages of, regulations and such. Did you look, I know.
Well, you know, reading those regulations, I just can't help but think that they're more regulations for establishments, not for people. Like, they're
No,
not,
yeah,
they're more the
Well-
establishments, the stores. and
absolutely.
That's what those regulations really are, they're
And that's
not,
the only place we have authority, so that would be true.
Well, because
yeah.
there's 8 different parts of it, but
But most of it is about running the
most of it's
business,
cultivation,
like, not-
yeah, they have a lot of cultivation and homegrown and, you know, things
It's
of
not
that
about the
nature.
recreational.
Yeah, well, that is the recreational. I'll tell
But
you what I
it's for the
wanted to talk
stores.
about was, it's not so much for the stores, but this came across my screen, and this is from the Cannabis Control Commission. And on the Commonwealth, there's like 351.
Do we all have a copy of that?
No, I was gonna pass it around. I didn't wanna ask the office because I didn't wanna ask the office, and I just pass it around. But I'll explain it to you, and I quoted off that thing, and this
Do
is
you
on
have
the Cannabis
Do you have a
Commission.
soft copy you could email us? 'Cause we can't read this in the meeting now.
I just asked for you to block off that, and if you'd let me
Oh,
finish,
right
Terry.
here,
Yeah,
right here.
and if you'd
Okay.
just let me finish my
There we go.
sentence, please. So, 351 towns and cities in the Commonwealth. 29 of them have been in Abington, because it goes alphabetical, is the first one, have been designated, now I want to use the proper language, but it's, in other words, they've decided that in Abington, there's more arrests for, so we're proportionate.
Disproportionate impact.
Thank
There
you.
go.
Thank you, I appreciate that, because it's a big word.
Yeah.
So, these 29 cities and towns, and not all of Boston, it's just some things, are disproportionately affected areas. So, Abington's one.
Yeah,
So, this is going to mean one of two things, is we're either going to be more sought out for shops or less sought out for shops. It
But
could go
it
either
doesn't
way.
matter, because we only have a teeny tiny spot in town where we can have them. So you can only put so many, and I think we put a limit of how many we can
Well,
have.
we can only have 2. The
Right.
state will limit that because we have 20, which doesn't make sense. 20 places where you can get alcohol, purchase alcohol. So you're only allowed 2.
Did you
Yes.
see all of this
Cannabis.
stuff, what they make so they have to,
crazy.
everybody has to do a background check?
And I'm wondering, do
Yeah.
they do that to people buying liquor?
I
Or
don't
opening
believe
liquor
so.
stores? Do they do
No,
that?
and then
Yeah.
there's something else
That's
called the
crazy.
host community
Yes,
part.
yes.
And now that's where I think this might come into effect.
Hmm.
So the host, and that's where we would have to bone up.
I mean, most places where it's legal, the only place where the Board of Health has any control is over the medicinal. Because
That's all we have.
that's all we really have control over is the medicinal, because people are free to do whatever they want with their free time and partake in anything that is legal for their own enjoyment. You know what I mean? So we can't
Yes,
really
this is
control
called adult
that.
use, is
Yeah,
that,
Yes.
we
that's
can't
the
really-
term that they're
We can't really
using.
control that, but most towns, like in Colorado, I believe the Board of Health
I think we
really
might
only
set
has,
fees.
I mean, I know they were recommending to us, like, we could regulate whether
And I'm happy
an
to
establishment
send you
sells
that.
both alcohol and the marijuana, like, they were trying to,
well, we've only zoned it for a certain area,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't be able to do that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because our liquor stores aren't set back in our industrial part
No.
of the town.
This just came out,
It's kind of off the beaten path where you can't see it.
yeah,
They're not allowed to have signs, like the big liquor signs that
yeah.
advertise what's on sale, and,
yeah,
you
it's,
know, they're
yeah,
not allowed to do all that, so
And it
I don't
looks
think
like-
right now we're gonna have an issue with any type of other stores wanting to add that to their menu.
no, well, they can't.
They can't.
Yeah.
No, they
Well,
can't, it
No,
has
They
I
to,
can't.
know they can't.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, so
Yeah, no,
like
they
a liquor
can't.
store wouldn't be able to sell that anyway.
my point,
Yeah, no,
my
yeah, that-
point of bringing this up is, this is gonna go one way or two ways. This is either gonna make
It's
us,
gonna either be good or bad.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
either gonna make us, people look at us more for this, in which case, we should, you know, get on the ball.
Now, in the state.
And that's the only reason why I brought it up. I just thought it was out, and I thought it was a little unusual.
Yeah.
That, you
Well,
know,
it's because we're such a small town.
Well, it was also brought up at the review that was done before the election.
Oh, yes, yes.
This was all
Yeah.
discussed,
Well,
that we are one
now-
of those communities, we were the
Yeah.
highest heroin problem about a decade ago.
really?
So I'm not
But that
surprised.
probably has a lot to do with the disproportionate, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Because we are such a small town.
Hmm.
Well, and where the Cannabis Commission are the ones that really decide how many go and where,
Yes.
and they're the ones also
Now,
behind this.
Aren't they the ones that are setting the fees in,
Well,
like in
and-
the state, or are they gonna allow
Except for
towns?
this host
to-
community impact. So, and I'm not exactly sure, I have to read things a couple of times before
Yeah, I
I
have to
really.
read that again too.
Yeah, it kind of,
You
I
know-
can't believe it. It's kind of
You know
incredulous
what?
to me that
I-
they're saying,
I think it would benefit us if we got a hold of Rick Collins and whoever the woman or the gentleman was that came
That
and
came
spoke, come
to
to the
that.
Board of Health. And-
She
'cause
was-
these were
that's
already
why I
discussed.
wanted
Yeah.
to bring
Yeah.
this
These were
up,
already
but
discussed,
yeah, and,
so
yeah,
let's-
and then
let's
again,
bring
like
in
you
those
said, it's like,
experts
yeah,
so
how
that
much
I
do we
know
really have
Rick
to
knows a
say?
lot
We know what
about
we're
the host
talking about.
community
Mhm.
stuff and where we zoned it for. Rick
Right.
knows a lot about that because he's on the zoning board
Right.
and he helped do that, so
Sure.
maybe we could get
So,
them to a
and not
meeting.
everybody was able to make that night, so
Yeah.
I think it would be
I know I
competitive
wasn't,
with
but
the
I
didn't
Board of Health
understand
and have
everything.
those folks come in.
But I did go, but
Yeah,
I didn't.
Since you have so many questions, I think it would be
I
important.
do, and then whenever I saw this come up, and it was just within the past 30 days that they get the first bank, you know, so is allowed to deal with marijuana and such.
I can-
this,
I just find it strange, like who regulates our liquor stores and the bars and who makes all those regulations
I
in
think
our
that's
town?
ABC or,
In our town,
yeah.
who regulates and
Yeah.
does all that? Shouldn't
I-
they be the ones that, I just don't understand.
I've been given to understand that because this comes across our screen so often, that we're gonna have something to do with this.
Hmm.
Well, no, and I knew it had something, but I thought it would be the medicinal, like most other, you know, and, which, I know we're licensed for that, but I don't think we have any places in town.
Nope.
So there wouldn't really be anything for
No,
us to
Nothing.
do.
no,
Nothing,
no,
yeah.
we don't. No, we don't have any places in town. I just wanted to bring it up.
No, I definitely think we would all
I
benefit.
think we should talk about it once in a while.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Well, I
Definitely.
think we should bring in experts so that we're not just convincing. We should bring in people who can tell us, answer the questions that you have.
Sure,
Yeah,
and I
especially
just,
about the host community.
I can get
That
in
is-
contact with the people that hosted the marijuana seminar that Marty and I went to a couple of months ago.
okay, yeah, I have was that the Massachusetts Association
Yes.
Health Board thing?
Yeah,
Those people, the
Yeah.
MAHB people, yes, that was the last thing my printer printed out. So it's got 2 tones of ink all there to it. But that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Hmm.
I just, at every turn, there were more questions, and then, like I said, seeing on September 14th, they allowed the first bank, the
Yeah.
Gardner Federal Credit Union, to start doing funds for the marijuana, the adult use marijuana industry, not the recreational. So I just wanted to move the ball forward, and I think we've done that. And so I think that, so I don't know Rick Collins. Do you know Rick Collins?
Yep.
You want to ask
I
him?
will.
Thanks.
And I think we should just keep it on the agenda, ongoing because of all the
Okay.
things that are changing.
Well, and that's the other
With-
thing is
maybe
like,
we can one of us each meeting or whatever, whoever gets a hold of it can just update everybody on what the state is doing now. How many more licenses have they given out?
Because that's what happens.
What's happening in the communities where they've already started, you know, like you said, what did they just do?
They just allowed the first bank.
The first bank, so
September
that's kind of an
14th.
update on,
Yeah, well, but
what's
because that's
happening.
gonna move the ball forward
yes.
for sure.
Then people will get money to be able to build them and open them, so, I mean,
Right.
I'm okay with.
I'm
putting it on
actually
the agenda.
understanding that a business selling adult use recreational marijuana might not wanna be a cash-only place, you know?
Yeah.
Kinda get that, you know?
Mhm.
But, all right, does anybody have anything further for that? Thank you so much for indulging me, my stuttering and stammering. No, I'm not exactly smooth when it comes to stuff. So then we have, the next item, if nobody has anything else on that, the next item is the November 5th meeting. I was looking at the calendar again, just like with the primaries. I know Alex is involved, I know you guys are involved. Do you guys have commitments the night before election? And
I don't have any commitments,
Our
but,
meeting's on Monday, not on election day.
well, it's the night before election
Well,
day.
last time we postponed it because our meeting would have been on Tuesday,
Right.
which is election day. So
Right.
I don't know why we couldn't have a meeting.
Okay,
I'm
I just
not-
thought I'd ask.
I'm not-
Alex says he won't be able to make it
Yes, I
because
won't be
it's-
able to make it.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure that we weren't gonna have a quorum. If you guys already knew that you weren't gonna make it, you had commitments for,
I don't have any commitments,
right, well, I just
so.
thought I'd
Yep,
put it on
nope,
the agenda to
yep.
ask,
I
rather
don't know if
than,
Chris does, or Marty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know either. I just knew
Yeah.
that there was enough of a possibility that the three of you guys might be otherwise committed the night before election for whatever reasons, because I just know you guys are all politically
Yep,
active, and I thought it was more polite to ask than to not.
well,
And
thank you,
well,
Thank you.
I
but
appreciate
I'm
that.
good,
Yeah.
myself.
I just try, and I think it's better for everybody in general if they, don't show up for a meeting that we didn't have, or looked
You
at
might
it.
wanna double check with the other two, see what they're, if they're not committed.
Well, we
can
only
still
need
have the
3 for a
meeting.
quorum.
Oh, yeah,
So us 3,
yep,
we're all set. We don't even
That's
need
true.
them.
that is true.
I mean,
Oh, thanks. I'm kidding.
well, I'm just saying it's,
Yeah.
that's all we need to move the town's work forward. Next up is the health agent's report. Did everybody, Marty's not here to answer any questions about the health agent's report. But I didn't have any questions. I had my inspection done by the Avon lady came, the health agent from Avon. She's very nice. The West Nile reported in Abington last month, so continue to clean up your properties of standing water. Trash and recycling pickup continues to be an ongoing issue. We are doing our best to make sure that all pickups are getting picked up as soon as possible. If you do put your barrels out, I think it'd be nice if you brought your barrels in if your rubbish was picked up that day. And one of my neighbors left their barrels out, and I felt bad for the hauler that comes down the street, figuring that because it was a holiday, I'm sure he said, "Oh, I'll be a nice guy, I'll go down there, I'll get that rubbish," but it was already emptied. I feel bad for them when stuff like that happens, and I feel like I should mention it. Let's see. Regular trash driver was on vacation last week, and Marty has been doing his soil evaluating. So that is that. We did read a letter, even though we don't have any thing on here. But I haven't had a chance to read this, so I don't know what this is about. So maybe we'll just save that for next time. So, and did you guys approve these minutes? Did you see that that's
Motion to approve
3?
the minutes for October 1st?
I'll second it.
That's, I think, what's here.
Yep.
Did you make a motion to approve the
Motion
minutes?
second.
So, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody is opposed, everybody is for, so we call that 2-4-0-0.
0-0.
'cause-
Unanimous.
Unanimous, thank you. So, and I don't need to date that, so that's that. So, if that is it,
Motion to adjourn.
second? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Excellent, we are adjourned.
All in
Thank you very
favor?
much. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody opposed, okay. Hey, thanks for everything, Mary, we'll talk to you. Oh, I keep forgetting. Alex, would you shut that?
Yes, I will. I will.
I
do that.
appreciate that so much. I'm just gonna collect all of this stuff here, and get all of that stuff there, so that.
Downstairs, Susan.